The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Ink Machine, Mutant Year Zero, and Cube 2.
And I brought Viscera Cleanup Detail and Pony Island. It's not what you think.
Join us next. Welcome. So tonight, the first game that I brought is Cube 2. This is a game that reminds me of Portal or Portal 2. I gave it 9 phalanges. I'm going to say it because it's not Portal. That's the only reason why. But it is fun. Like you can see I'm running around. It's more than I expected because when I saw like some of the stuff I've seen about Cube 2 was like, I didn't think the graphics were like this good, stuff like that, but it's a pretty great game. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So you'll see I was just going up in between a level here, but it'll come back on in a second. You'll see a little bit more of the level where like you have blue squares you can put on these certain spots, and the blue squares will make you like launch into the air, and then you have to have like the pink squares where I could put like a platform for me to land on and jump around. It's pretty neat, and I can manipulate these objects by also grabbing onto them and moving them up like that. So you'll see I'm just figuring it out.
Yeah, these games, they can take a little while to figure out, but they're usually worth it. Portal was one of my favorite. Portal and Portal 2 are both fantastic games. Some of my favorites.
So yeah, now I'm running into a more complicated level here, but they're all pretty much similar. Like now I can move that platform over if I want, and it takes a little bit of there's a lot of thought going into the levels and how you have to get through them. Now I have to hit that button and get over.
Was there a VR portion to this too, or is it an option?
I don't know. I hope so. Like that would be this would be a great VR game.
Yeah, just the way I saw it designed, the way the hands are moving and everything, it looked like it would be well suited for VR.
Yeah, maybe there is. I don't know. I only saw it on this Xbox. Mm-hmm. Now I'm trying to figure out. You see, I didn't reach that because I put it on the wrong side. But it's sometimes not that easy. It's a fun game though. So 9 phalanges is not too bad. I wouldn't. I'd give it a 10 if Portal didn't exist, because every game like this is kind of compared to Portal now.
Yeah, you can even see the similarities. Like when you got into that elevator, it lifts you up. Then after you get to the level, it opens up and you can get off. It's kind of like the shuttle thing they had in Portal, wherever the heck that was.
I know. Well, and this girl comes up and she keeps telling you, you're, what's going on? Where are you? Blah blah blah. But I like how Portal actually tormented you through the game with the robot. I forgot the name.
Oh, Winston or something?
Yeah. He'd be tormenting you through the game.
Yeah. The second one, and the cake is a lie and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, for like just a puzzle game, the story in those were like really spot on.
Where's the cake?
This one.
Cake. I wonder if Cube will have cake.
I don't know. I would be surprised if they got away with having cake in another Portal-like game.
In a Portal-like game, yeah. So I could change my, the objects. I can change the blue to orange and use either power that I want. So I just keep doing that and try to figure out the level. Now I move that over. I think I figured that part out now. Mm-hmm. Oh, I did not.
In the video I watched for this, there was, it looks like they were juggling some cubes also with them, different colored cubes too. So maybe that gets a little more complicated in the later levels.
Yeah. I'm sure it does. This isn't the earliest level, but it's pretty close to the beginning. So look, I got to figure out. I think I have to bring that wall down.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this wasn't easy. See how it's up there? I didn't know I could reach that. That's not going to work.
Maybe the other way. Well, that's you got to try it. How do you know?
I know. Oh, now it's gonna work.
Oh. Cool.
There we go. That's more like it.
So is it like one trigger or one button makes it orange, one button makes it blue? And
Yep.
Yeah, keep it. It looks kind of good. You're right. The graphics are really good. I kind of, all the I guess reflection on the cubes is pretty good. The lighting
Yeah.
looks really good.
It's probably not right to compare everything to Portal.
That's what you get. They deserve it. They made one of the better games,
I know.
one of the best games in a while. So I think that's fine. Oh, you beat it.
Just that level.
Well,
Go to the next level. I don't know how many levels there are. There's probably a lot. Portal was huge. Like there was so many levels to that.
yeah, Portal 2 was really long. Even the first one, that was just kind of like an add-on in the orange box, which is one of the best investments in gaming ever.
Yeah, I know. I love that. Yeah, it's like $5 now or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Look at this is almost similar.
it is. This is kind of similar. You get the hands. This is Viscera Cleanup Detail by Runestorm. This is the first time I've ever played it, so I wasn't quite sure what I'm doing. But it turns
Put the
out
stuff in the box.
pretty much you got to clean up after some like first-person shooter fights. This actually takes place after. This looks like a very familiar movie.
You just knocked your box over.
I know, and I made more of a mess with the blood. I'm gonna track footprints. Like I said, the first time I played it, but I actually, since then, I had played this many hours after. It's a very good game. I gave it, I think, 10 phalanges actually, so
Nice.
it's all the way up there. It's kind of weird. It's not for everyone, but it's a really quiet, meditative game. There's really nothing to kill you but yourself, and I enjoyed it very much.
The box is so little. How are you going to fit the guy in the box?
I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I'm bringing him over here, dragging blood all behind me.
Brad Pitt comes out. What's in the box? What's in the box?
It's just that. You got to stack all these barrels. You can search around the levels. There's little stories.
So is this before or after they investigated the crime scene?
This is, I think, after.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I think they've already invested. But you actually can earn bonus points on the level for kind of relaying to the computer how everyone died, what state their bodies were in, what all happened. You can kind of tell them, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to put that back where it belongs, but that's not what you do with it. It doesn't go back in there. It's much more satisfying. You get to burn all this stuff.
You got quite a mess going on there.
Yeah, I'm just tracking footprints everywhere right now. Like I said, first time I played it, give me some credit. Here's my little PDA.
It looks fun. It's different. What is that?
That's my mop. I'm going to mop some blood up here. Mopping some blood. I found another guy. Now I'm making a mess because I need to clean my mop, so I need to find some water. Going back in here. There was a famous movie this is based off of, and I can't think of it right now. This level. No. There is kind of like an Alien-esque levels. There's levels that are kind of reminiscent of like other horror movies or other first-person shooters. This is...
yeah, there was a movie where they were the cleanup crew, right?
There was a movie, yeah, what, Sunshine Cleaners or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like
What
that.
does that do?
That gives me a lantern,
Ah,
I think, and some other stuff.
so it's a unique game. You gave it a 10.
I did. Only because I played this game. Like I said, I had it forever. I played it for the show, and I wound up liking it so much. I kept playing it. So I did a few of these levels. I completed them to. I tried to get 100%. I did pretty well.
Is that dynamite?
It is, yeah. And there's one way to get rid of that. I won't spoil it, but you got to be kind of careful with that.
Blowing it up
Kind of.
with the mop.
Away from yourself. This is like to fix bullet holes or something like that. Or you can use it to blast people and kind of turn them into nothing. But it will also make a mess that you'll have to clean later. The game's totally multiplayer, so you can have, I think, up to 4 people per level. I think maybe more than that, and it's pretty good. I think it's almost better with 2 people or more people because the levels can take quite a while alone. They're pretty overwhelming. Each level.
So the object is to clean the scene, completely clean it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you complete the one job, then the level just ends?
Then you go and you do some paperwork on the computer, and then you go back to your office. And there's actually what makes the game kind of interesting is there's a bin that comes with you to each level that you can put stuff that you like, whatever you want, whether it be body parts, chairs, computers, and you can take whatever you can fit in that box back with you to your office. And then you can kind of like clean up and put trophies around. But yeah, basically you're just trying to clean this stuff up and not get fired. If you get fired, you lose everything in your office, and you gotta start over. So you gotta do a good job. You can't just run through and take what you want and leave. There's actually a little bit of a story too. You start after the previous janitor Bob has kind of caused some mess, and you kind of slowly piece this together. But I don't know too much about Bob yet, except that he was kind of a creep. He kept some body parts hanging up in the basement of the office. But I saw that thing right away. I knew I wanted to take it back. So I'm trying to put it in my bin here. Yeah, there we go. We're good.
Like, I need that.
Yep, I want to be able to blast my office. Yeah, so let's see what else. There's something, if you do play it, there's some pretty good videos that tells you kind of what the game is looking for as far as scoring goes. So I would recommend watching that first, because if you go into it not knowing, you might not, you might just pick up the body parts and forget about some other stuff and still fail and be like, well, what the hell did I spend all that time with? So check out, what you're looking for.
Now I brought Bendy again. We just did this a couple weeks ago, but you couldn't see any of the bad guys, and there's ink monsters all over the place. Oh, this was a hard part. I have to get the ink monster exactly where I am, and if you notice, when I pull the switch, it tries to crush them.
Oh.
And I miss like 50 times, so hopefully this is when I get them. And I didn't know what I was doing. Like, he keeps moving away from where you need him, and then you got to get him so he's in that exact area. And I got an axe. Did you see the axe?
I did, yeah. So when we did this a few weeks ago, I only had the free episode 1, so this looks like it's got to be at least episode 2 or 3 right now. I did get an axe, but I didn't even know there was any fighting involved. So
yeah, the little ink blobs come after you and stuff. There's also like a lot of puzzles to do in the game, and it scares you at some points too. There's jumps in it. So I think you had one jump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going on to the second level maybe after the first.
There were a couple of jumps in episode 1, but
Yeah.
it was pretty mild.
But it keeps getting progressively. It's scary, and then you start hearing people talking in the background, and you figure that all out. And now you come up to points like this where it's aggravating. But it's a good game, and it's first person. I think it's 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 episodes long. I'm on episode 3 now. I've been playing the game for like a couple hours anyway, I think. So I think each episode will probably take about an hour.
So that's not too bad.
See, this guy's bugging me. You got to get him to go right there. There, I think I got him.
Yeah. There's a pretty in-depth story in this too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, you got him. Nice.
And that was just so I could get one little piece, the key, I think. Oh, it's a wheel, yeah.
Oh.
Get that. That's earlier in the game than what I was telling you about, though. Now I'm trying to get gears and collect those so I can get to the next part.
Yeah. Yeah, the first level was pretty small, but the first episode, the level wasn't huge, but I had some trouble even finding my way around and finding everything there. So it's that's good though, a little challenge.
Yeah, you can keep expanding because like doors that wouldn't open before will open now, stuff like that. There's Bendy.
Yeah, the part you're in now, this looks almost kind of like the office from the first part.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is. I can't tell.
There's where I needed the wheel. Put the wheel on, turn the wheel, and it drains out some of the ink so I can get to the lower levels now.
Going down into the depths.
Yeah, and it's pretty... The levels do get bigger and bigger and bigger and more confusing. See, now I'm thinking it drained this part, but boy, was I wrong. I'm just going back to where I was to see if anything changed, which usually it would, but not this level. not to spoil it, but I'm going completely the wrong way here.
So everyone go right instead.
And they have all those tape recorders and stuff, so you can figure out what's going on in the story, and it all pieces itself together. Then you meet some characters that are kind of strange. And things just appear, like those cardboard cutouts of Bendy sometimes peek around the corner at you, and you don't see it. It's moving. It's like, what is that? I should find the way out.
The sheep come to slaughter, huh?
Yeah, they got all these little different writings on the walls and stuff. It's got a little spooky atmosphere to it. I gave it a 9 because it's really good.
I don't think I gave episode 1 quite that good of a rating, but I didn't really know what it was going to turn into, so I'm glad it got a little better. I think I still gave it an okay rating, I think.
Oh, yeah. There's certain parts, too, with music parts and stuff you got to figure out. See, now I can get in that door. I couldn't get in that door before. Oh, yep.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Some ink pumping.
Yeah, and then trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go here. I got to pull that lever.
You're afraid to.
Yeah, it's like I look around first because I want to make sure if you pull the lever, sometimes it releases things, and then so I'm cautious. But yeah, I think. But the controls are good, stuff like that. It's all a good game.
Yeah, not bad. This one looks like Pony Island's about to start up. I think.
With there it comes. So you were saying it's not what we think.
No, it's not really about ponies at all, though there are some ponies in the game. The game you'll see in a moment here sort of kind of traps you into a game or a computer program, and you're basically trying to get your way out. It took me, I think, 4.5 hours or so to go through it the first time, but I didn't 100% it. That was just getting to the end. And there's different parts. There's some puzzles. There's some like arcade style play, and there's a pretty good story with it. So I would definitely recommend it. It's a very inexpensive game. I think it costs generally less than $10, if not less than $5. But right now we're just in the menu inside of a game, trying to figure out how to start it. So you might see, this is the very beginning. It's pretty easy. I don't think I'll give too much away here. And it's been a while, so I kind of forgot what to do too. So bear with me.
You broke the game.
I broke it. Yep, I broke it good. You can upgrade your pony too. You get a little extra stuff that allows you to blast out of this this game world here.
Start to leave.
So these are sort of some of the puzzles that you'll see, and they get much more complicated than that. There turns out to be many of those controls that you can adjust. So it gets it's not so...
So is this like a Wario type game? Like, remember the Wario games where you'd have like quick little things you have to do and then go to the next level?
It's maybe a little bit like that. I don't think, like maybe 30-40% like that, maybe, yeah. Something like that.
You again? Okay.
From the top. It must know I've played it through before. The music's pretty spooky in times. It's kind of like a psychological horror. They're about to steal our soul up here.
Tested it 1,000 times. Fix it, Jason. It's almost time to play. Welcome to Pony Island.
Like I said, you can probably hear the music. It's pretty good actually for like a very inexpensive game. There's my little pony doing some jumping. Don't really know what's going on here.
Just mouse controls, right?
Yes, mostly. The keyboard is very minimal, and they'll tell you when you need it, but mostly mouse. Yeah. So we're kind of jumping through. Yeah, we're about to beat it here.
No, that's the whole game.
Yep. There's a little bit of this. There's some three-dimensional.
Oh, you made it.
Look at that.
Success.
Doing so well.
Huge success.
Holy crap. I'm just blasting level grinding here. What was I saying? Yeah, there's some kind of like a part where you're more of like a top-down controlling a pony in like more of a three-dimensional world. And like I say, it's definitely worth the 4 hours it'll take you to get through it. And and then some. I think this Daniel Mullins Games recently released something else. Doesn't look too much like this, but I might check that out next too because I like this one so much. I actually gave this a 9 just because of its uniqueness from like an indie game. I haven't seen anything quite like it before, and
So what are you doing when you're taking the red things and putting them over there, and then the green things over there? You just that's part of the game. That's like a WarioWare type thing.
oh, is that kind of what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. We're just basically trying to run. I guess I didn't do it quite right there. I'm missing something, but these are kind of like little puzzles. So you try to get to whatever you're looking for, and they get pretty complicated. Like I said, where there's multiple endpoints and many different controls here. Now I'm gonna crash it in a second. I think if I figure out where that right triangle is, yeah.
Oh.
And now, too late. That's okay. But you'll kind of go through it and find out.
Oh, so you're trying to get the thing. It scrolls by itself, and you got to try and get it to the start button.
So Pony Island stopped working.
Now you're just moving that around.
Yeah, and now now to experience the rest of it, you have to insert your soul. So we won't. I see it now, but when I was, like I said, it's been a while since I played it, and I missed what I was supposed to do here. But that's probably for the best. You guys won't. You'll get to see it yourselves when you play.
This is Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. Long name. I gave this an 8. I mean, it's kind of a old Fallout type game, like the old versions of Fallout. If you remember what they were like, it's turn-based. You kind of get your characters. You're walking through this pretty good world. I mean, the graphics and everything are great, but there's some strategy involved. You can pick up weapons. You can shoot around corners. You can hide. You can sneak up on the bad guys. There's a lot to it. People are kind of comparing it to like an XCOM type game. You can kind of see that in here. But I don't know. It was just I was just walking through it like, okay, this is all right, you know. I'm hoping, maybe I could change my mind on that. I have changed my mind on games before when I play it more. But you can level up your character, stuff like that. It's by no means a bad game. 8's a respectable score. It's just it's the holidays. There's things coming out that are way ahead of this. Like, I don't know. But this came out free on Xbox Game Pass. Not free, $9.99 a month. I always say that, but I don't want to misrepresent them. But what a deal that Xbox Game Pass is turning out to be.
Yeah.
So you get, Agents of Mayhem came out on it. I can't think of what else. Sea of Thieves, stuff like that. Crackdown 3 you can actually pre-download now, so you have it when the game comes out. I've been playing a lot of games on there, and Forza, of course, Forza Horizon 4. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it. But this game, comes out. If you had Game Pass, download it, play it. You might like it more than me. I want to play it some more, but for some reason it's not on my highest priority list yet. Like, I want to play more Assassin's Creed. I want to play more, other stuff that I've been playing. So
Yeah, Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2, I gotta get back to. Assassin's Creed, though, to me is one of the better. That's probably the best game. That's the game to get this season.
The Odyssey one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that does look good. But like you said, all those games that you listed, that alone would be more than the cost of Game Pass for a year. So you're right,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good deal.
There's a little bit of a story mode going on here, so you'll see a little bit of that, and they tell you how you humans ruin the world,
Well,
and now they're mutants.
it's our own fault. We had it coming.
It's Black Friday. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Destroying the world.
They gotta go get some discount nuclear waste.
Yeah, but so much is coming out. Like I was telling you, Below's coming out next week. Tons of game premieres will be on tonight because the Game Awards is on tonight. Just too many games. I have too many games to play. Backward compatibility came out with Sonic Unleashed, and Kingdom of Amula. Do you remember that game?
No.
Kurt Schilling from the Red Sox
Oh,
created that game with his company a long time ago on 360, and I was like, I'm never gonna see this game. I played it, and I love that game. That game is really good, and it's Xbox enhanced. So, playing through it again, I'm like, wow, this was actually a great game for the time. I wish it was more successful, and he made billions of dollars with that game, because you'd love to have a Kingdom of Amula too, but.
yeah.
Yeah, so this game's okay. I gave it an 8. You can see with my my little preview here.
It looks kind of like an interesting environment.
Yeah.
Like the graphics look pretty good. It's
Characters are pretty unique, stuff
Yeah.
like that. They did a good job.
The Bearded Ladies Consulting published it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks okay. It does kind of look like one of the first or one of the earlier Fallouts.
Yeah.
Kind of
'cause
walking around
that
from
used
that
to
view.
Fallout used to always be like the above the world angle, and you'd walk your character around, and it was turn-based. It was still really good. That's where Fallout started until they went to like third person, and then it's really good still. So,
Yeah.
but Cube 2 is actually an Xbox Gold game this month. You can get that.
Not bad.
So that was kind of like free for me.
Not bad. There's a new reason to get a Nintendo Switch if Katamari Damacy reroll is coming out for that, I think in a
nice.
couple of weeks. And if you remember that, it was a pretty funky game where you play this prince and you got to basically roll around this Katamari to pick up all the stuff from Earth to rebuild the galaxy. And I don't know, the way it's done is just it's really good. If you haven't played it on PlayStation 2, I think it came out for. Check it out for the Switch if you have one. But that's another. Now I have, I think, quite a few reasons to get a Switch, even though I'm hesitant.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. That comes out, which will definitely overshadow Katamari, which is I figured I'd bring up what people might not know about. But Smash Brothers is coming out. What? That's like in a couple weeks or next week?
Yeah, next week, I think. As quick as that, it'll be out.
That's right.
So next week I'll probably have something on below. I'm hoping to get that game. It's not. I hope I have enough in my account to buy it. If not, I'll spend a little bit of money on it. But it's not going to be an expensive game. It's going to be like it's a independent studio. They don't usually do like $60 games. So hopefully we'll see a deal on that. And what do you think you'll have?
Oh,
not
geez.
next week. The
2
week
weeks.
after.
Geez, I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll see if if anything comes out, or I might pick something else up. I might just try to find something from my list. But I'm sure we'll have something for you guys.
All right. Well, until next time, catchphrase.
Awesome.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.